excited to be here. The end of the year was quite a bit for me personally, but I made it through, and I am here and very happy to be here chatting with all of you. So come on in, let me know where you are watching from. I know a lot of people spent the latter part of the year being highly overstimulated, and being overstimulated often leads to overthinking. So that's what I'm talking about today. Why you keep overthinking everything when it comes to your business, right? Because it's very easy to do, especially when you are born, what are we, XX, I think? So when you are born XX and you hear all these varying messages over your life, and sometimes we are gaslit beyond belief throughout life to the point that we begin to not trust ourselves, right? We begin to over explain, because that's one of the things that happens when you're gaslit all the time. You feel like you have to explain everything to everyone, and people around you start to get annoyed, but they don't understand it's because you've been gaslit by pretty much everyone around you for your entire life. And so the over explaining, the overthinking, the second guessing yourself. And honestly, it's stalling you in life and in your business. So you have to first be aware that you're doing it and figure out how to maneuver around that. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. If you're new here, my name is Tamira. I have over 32 years of sales, marketing, and leadership experience. I spent over 20 of those years in corporate America working with and for some of the biggest brands and companies that are out there. I have led high performing teams and developed top performers in their respective companies, industries, and field. So I'm very excited to be here today and talk to you about this. Over 10 years ago, in 2013, I decided to walk away from that because I was overstimulated, overworked, and underpaid, and ventured out on my own. And really, even though I had the digital marketing master's degree and the undergraduate degree, I had to learn the digital marketing aspect. And luckily, I'm a quick study, right? And so I learned the digital marketing aspect. And because of the way that I was naturally marketing my business, I noticed that a lot of people started coming to me for advice, to pick my brain. And so here we are. I create a lot of content. I have a full library of content. You know where to go to find it if that is something that you are looking for. And you can always message me on the platform you are watching this video on, or drop a comment and I will respond. But overthinking is something that I still struggle with from time to time. So I feel like I'm the perfect person to talk about it. And there's a time period in particular that I struggled with the overthinking and I overcame it. So I want to talk a little bit about that today. So first of all, can you let me know if you can hear me? Please make sure that I have not, because I've done that before and it sucks when you're live and no one can hear you. So if you can just let me know if you can hear me, I would appreciate it. Okay. So the mic is on. There's nothing worse than when the mic is not on. Okay. That blue light does not mean that that the mic is on. I have learned that. So I did check it beforehand, but I just wanted to make sure. Okay. So, when it comes to overthinking, you really have to get to the root of why you're overthinking, right? You have to get to the root of why you're overthinking. And I already kind of let the cat out of the bag, right? A lot of the time, the reason that you're overthinking is because you're still carrying around other people's voices in your head, right? Some of it may be your coach, your guru, your favorite social media influencer, your business bestie. It could still be your parents, your sibling. It could be whoever is renting space in your head rent free, and you need to kick them out. Now, I'm not saying you need to kick your coach and your guru out, but a good, effective coach and guru are not going to tell you how to think. They're going to teach you what they're not going to tell you what to think. They're going to teach you how to think. Okay. They're going to help you make business decisions for your business. And they might even have a framework around how to do that. But what they are not going to do is tell you, you have to do it this way or you fail. And if you don't do it this way, you are out of my program. Right. Because an actual coach, an actual consultant, someone who is practiced in their field, knows that there is no one size fits all approach. And they know that everything needs to be tested, right? They know and they understand and they believe that their framework can and will work for you with some tweaks and modifications to fit your business, your market, your niche, and your ideal client. Okay. Can I get some hearts? Can I get some hearts for that? Right? Because that should be a huge weight off of your shoulders that you have to do everything the way that someone else is saying that you have to do it that works for them in your business. Right. Now, there are some admin things. There are some things like procedurally, some how to things like with certain software and things like that. Like it's literally do A, B, C, D, E, and F. We ain't talking about that. Right? We ain't talking about that. We're talking about nuances, right? There are nuances. Okay. And when you're working with a valid coach, a valid consultant, they are going to work with you to figure out what those nuances are and figure out an approach to figure out what works for you and your business when it comes to those nuances. Okay. They're not going to tell you, oh, you just absolutely have to do this. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there are times when we know you absolutely have to do this, but it's not going to stick with you if we tell, just like a kid, right? It's not going to stick with you if we are the bad parent and tell you, oh, you absolutely have to do this. Sometimes you got to touch your hand to the stove and get burnt to know that the stove is hot. Right? So a good coach, a good consultant is going to help you figure out a process to figuring out what works for you and your business, right? And many of us have frameworks that we've learned and developed and tweaked over our own time. And that is ultimately what a good coach and consultant are going to help you to do. Okay. So if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling even overstimulated, if you are overthinking in your business, it is likely because you are listening to too many different opinions about what to do in your business. Okay. You have to learn to chew the meat and spit out the bones. You have to take what you need and leave the rest. It doesn't invalidate that coach, it doesn't invalidate that guru. It just means you have to understand what actually is going to work for you. And it is a process. There is no golden ticket. And that's the problem. A lot of y'all are looking for your coach to be in their process and their system to be a golden ticket. You're looking for a scapegoat, and you're even looking for an escape route. You're looking for someone else to blame for the lack of results in your business, which is directly correlated to you doing the work. There's no way around doing the work. So whether you hire a coach, you hire a guru, you hire a consultant, it is going to boil down to you must do the work. Okay. And that's why some of these coaches and these gurus and their guarantees are bullshit. I'm going to just say it. Guaranteeing that you're going to be a number one bestseller on Amazon, for example, is bullshit. I'm going to call it. Because what does that do exactly? It could be argued that it gives you some credibility, it gives you some street cred, and things like that. But does it ultimately move the needle in your business? Is it actually the first point of breakdown in your business? Right? Some of y'all are much more willing to pay somebody for that bullshit than to pay somebody who is actually going to get in your business and figure out where the first point of breakdown is. And for many of you, it is cash flow. Many of you are struggling with cash flow. Whether you have a day job, whether you want to leave that day job, whether you want to keep that day job, your business is not creating consistent, predictable cash flow, but you'd rather pay somebody for PR and for a bestseller on Amazon when your business at its core is not generating leads. It's, ooh, I'm preaching now. It's not generating leads. It's not generating customers. And rather than actually get leads and customers, you'd rather pay to create a podcast. All these distractions, right? It's just like being busy does not mean you are productive. Right? It's just like you can do a million and one things in your business, but none of them move the needle. None of them are actually income producing activities. And until you actually engage in income producing activities on a day-to-day basis, your business is going to fail. And why is the business failing? Because like Peter Drucker said, the number one goal of business is to create a customer. And if you are not engaging in those activities every single day, activities that are going to create leads, create customers that are paying, your business is failing. I can't lie to you. If your business has no customers, it is failing. And many of you go day by day by day with no sales, no leads, no customers. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're a failure as a person. It just means your business is failing. And if you want to fix your business, it's time to get real about these so-called business guarantees. Okay? Because guaranteeing a number one bestseller on Amazon is great to say that if you got a bunch of customers. And now your customers are happy to say they're working with a best-selling Amazon author and sharing your content and putting your content out there. But baby, if you ain't got no customers, if you don't constantly have new customers, if you don't have a waiting list of people who actually want to become your customer, what's it all for, sugar? What's it all for? Because the role of business is to create a customer, right? And if you are overthinking in business, you need to know who it is that you should be listening to, right? Now, when I talk about this, I love to refer to Kevin Trudeau. You can look him up. Nobody has a perfect past, but like I said, it's about chewing the bones. Chewing the meat and spitting out the bones. Take what you need and leave the rest. And that's what I've done with one Mr. Kevin Trudeau. Okay. I like for my hair to be really slick and like that. Okay. So he has what he calls a teachability index. Your willingness to learn times your willingness to accept change, which is ultimately why many of you get a coach, you get in a mastermind, you get a consultant, right? They're going to help you with some sort of transformation. And the number one reason you don't have that transformation is because you have a very low teachability index. You want to stay stuck in what you're doing. You don't want to learn the new things. You don't want to change what it is that you are doing, even though you know that it ain't working, boo. Even though you know it ain't working. You want to stay stuck on what you're doing, right? And that was me in 2018. That was me in 2018. I'd finally gotten my Instagram account to over 20,000 followers. But everybody was now starting to do stories, which was more like Snapchat. And I had made up in my mind that my ideal client wasn't on Snapchat. And so I didn't need to be bothered with stories. But that's what the algorithm, and yes, you are the algorithm, you are the brand, you are the content, right? But the algorithm was favoring stories. And I fought it for a really long time. And then I finally went to a mentor and went through their challenge and bought their program, and boom, things began to change. Things began to take off for me again, right? I had to be willing to look at it and admit that what I was doing was no longer working. The fundamentals were still there, the strategy was still there, but the tactics had changed. The tactics are always going to change, right? The platforms are always going to change. What they allow, what they accept, what they want is always going to change. The idea, if you haven't updated your ideal client in 6 months, if you haven't revisited your ideal client persona in 6 months, I mean, baby, everything that has happened in the world alone in the last 6 months, in the United States alone, in your state, in your county, in their lives, you need to be revisiting your ideal client. What are they thinking about? What are they experiencing? You need to be updating that. You need to be in tune with what is your ideal client's daily life is like. Because I guarantee you that daily life today is not the same as it was 18 months ago, 12 months ago, even 6 months ago. There have been some significant changes. And you know what? There are more changes on the way. Life as we know it is constantly changing. That is one thing, aside from taxes and death, that you can be guaranteed of in life, is that things are going to be changing, right? And we are in a period of administrative transition here in the United States at the executive branch, along with the Supreme Court branch seems to be, we're not even going to talk about that. But the legislative branch, they just swore in a new Congress, Senate, or whatever, right? I'm not the most politically savvy, so fact check it. I don't care. Okay. But you have to have that teachability index. You have to have some adaptability. And one of the things that y'all struggle with is you just like to do what it is that you like to do. And I'm here to tell you, if you just like to do what it is that you like to do and you don't want to learn sales or marketing, close your business and go back to working for someone else and do it for someone else. Because even as a freelancer, you still have to have sales and marketing. And by the way, when you go look for that job, you still need sales and marketing. I talk about it all the time. These jobs now are getting 1,000, 5,000, 7,000, 11,000, 12,000 applicants per role. And that's why you get that automatic decline, because you have to really be stand out. And a lot of times they're really not even hiring, or they've already picked somebody either externally, but usually internally. There's cronyism, there's nepotism. And by the way, cronyism and nepotism are really about to be through the roof. Unemployment for Black women in the month of November over index any other demographic. Yet we are the most educated, the most qualified, the most skilled out there. Okay. So I'm not here to talk you into it. I'm not here to talk you out of it. I'm just telling you how a TI is. Okay. So your teachability index. Thank you for the love. Thanks, Jatika. Thank you, Beauty. So your teachability index is everything, right? That's why I've been on here since May telling you it's time to upskill. It is time to upskill. It's time to upskill, right? This whole AI is going to take my job. It's not AI that's going to take your job. It's people like me who use AI on a day-to-day basis, all day long, every day, and use it to get better at what I do that are going to take your job. You need skills. You need skills. And you need to be upskilling. You need that teachability index. And that is the only guarantee that a coach or consultant should be guaranteeing, is the transformation of your mindset, the transformation of your skill set, the transformation of your automation and your systems. Your system is broken. We are going to fix it, right? Your funnel is leaky. You're leaking out leads, right? We're going to optimize your funnel so that you can actually collect leads. You're not collecting leads. Hey girl, how you doing? Right? You're not in a position to be able to deliver your digital product in your sleep, right? Those are the only guarantees that a coach can make, right? I've had people reach out and ask me pricing for me to set up a funnel for them. I tell them, but they want me to guarantee that it's going to make them money. You can have the greatest funnel in the world, boo boo. But if your product doesn't convert, if your product sucks, that is not the fault of the funnel. And a real coach, a real consultant is going to have that difficult conversation and tell you that. They're not going to just tell you what you want to hear so that you open up your wallet and your checkbook, you pull out your card and swipe, and then it doesn't work and they gaslight you. I ain't going to gaslight you. I'm gonna just tell you. And while I'm in the room with you, and tell you that's not gonna work. And then I watch y'all go over to those people who are willing to undercut on price. And I've told y'all, coaches and gurus who do not charge their worth, do not work with them. They have money issues. They have money blocks. They are scared of the money. They don't believe in themselves and the transformation that they offer. So how can they help you when they haven't figured it out for themselves? Let's be real. And I'm not talking about somebody who purposely says, I'm going to work at customers at this level of the value chain who have this budget, and I'm going to choose to serve that market because that's my heart and my passion. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you really listen to them, you can hear that they, thank you, beautiful. She says she loves my hair, that they really have fears around getting paid. They don't know, trust, and believe that their work is worthy, that their work is of high service and worthy of massive compensation. They still struggle with charging you what they're worth, the value of the transformation that they provide. And y'all keep signing up with them because it's easy for you. Because again, do you really want the results? Do you really want to do the work to get the results? And we already know the answer for some of y'all. So if that's you, I ain't talking to you right now. I'm talking to those who are ready and willing to do the work. Okay. If you are ready and willing to do the work. Okay, to do the work that I did in 2018, 2019, where I felt like I was being tugged in all these different directions except the direction I wanted to go with my business, feeling like I had to do everything a specific way in a specific order that someone else was telling me. And I was basically out of alignment and not enjoying my business. And that was a problem. Because if you can't wake up every day looking forward to it, you're not going to want to do it. And that's going to translate to your customer experience. Okay. But now I'm talking to those of you who are ready to light the path to success, right? If you're ready to discover how ambitious leaders like you are achieving consistent results, building scalable businesses, and leading with confidence, all while avoiding burnout, keep watching. Okay. Because what if I told you there's a proven way to finally step into the leadership role you deserve, attract your dream ideal clients, and grow your business with clarity and purpose without sacrificing your sanity? Because insanity is doing what? The same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And that's what y'all doing when you keep listening to people telling you what should be on your website, yet they don't have a website. And if they do, it looks like it's from 1992, Web 1.0, who don't even use or trust social media. And you're listening to them tell you how to market your business. You're letting them bully you. Because aesthetic does matter in 2025. It's not everything, but it matters because it's how you stand out from the very beginning. And you only get one opportunity to make a first impression. Okay? Remember, I know what it's like to feel stuck, to work harder than ever and still question if you're actually doing enough, to juggle a never ending list of responsibilities and wonder if burnout is just around the corner. I've been there. You've got all these different opinions in your head. And what did we say? Ultimately, 95% of what we think are facts are nothing more than opinions. And that comes from, again, Kevin Trudeau. Okay. Welcome back. Thank you for the gift. Thank you, beauty. Okay. I used to work 12-hour days. I felt like if I wasn't in front of my laptop on my phone, I was not moving the needle in my business. And let me tell you, that is another quick way for you to hate your business, right? Trying to grow my business while managing everything else in my life. You know, at this time, I had my grandson with me every day while his mom worked. He was like 3, 4, 5 years old. And it wasn't until I discovered a clear system for accountability, growth, and leadership that everything changed. This is what I help my clients with. Thank you so much, Jatika. I started seeing consistent results. Thank you. I started seeing consistent results, building momentum. The opportunities were just landing in my lap and feeling confident in my business decisions. Thank you. And that's why I created the Luminary Path, right? And it's overdue because part of the reason I was frustrated in 2018, 2019, this is actually when I should have launched. The Luminary Path has been created. I should have launched it back then, but I just, for whatever reason, didn't want to. Okay. So, what is the Luminary Path? It's a results driven program designed for ambitious go getters ready to take action, build systems, and achieve measurable success. So, whether you're tired of spinning wheels, feeling overwhelmed, or looking for a clear next step, this program will help you gain clarity, stay accountable, and get the results you've been chasing. Okay. So, here's what all you get: monthly training sessions, live focus workshops where we tackle critical areas like client attraction. And again, podcasts are great. Books are great, but those are more bottom of the funnel. Those are not top of the funnel ways to attract clients. But your free person, they can't tell you that because they don't know that. And you cannot teach what you do not know. You cannot lead where you will not go. Okay. So you can get live focused workshops where we tackle critical areas like client attraction, sales, and scaling your business. Right? Some of y'all really need to learn sales. You really need to learn how to sell. I know I make it look effortless because I've been doing it for so long and I'm kind of a natural at it. But you really need to learn how to create sales, because back to Peter Drucker, the role of business is to create what? A customer, right? You have to create customers. Why do you need customers? Because you need cash flow. We've all heard the stat about 50% of businesses fail within the first year or something like that. And then by 5 years, like 90 some percent of businesses have failed. There are a lot of 10-year business failures online right now. Y'all just don't know it. Okay. But if you don't ever hear them talking about their customers, their clients, and those customers and their clients' wins, that's a clue. Okay. So the first one of those is next Tuesday. So that's why if you're at all interested in joining the Luminary Path, you know where you need to go or you need to contact me. Okay. There are going to be live Q&A office hours on the fourth Tuesday. This is going to be dedicated time to ask questions, troubleshoot challenges, and get personalized feedback. Okay. So the way this works is it's like going and getting a small group coaching at the gym, right? Because when you go to the gym, the most expensive training is that personal trainer one-on-one with you. And the more coaching, the more you've joined, would love to connect with me. Yay! Awesome. 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 Can't wait to connect with you. I'm glad you joined, Jatika. Welcome to the gym. That personal trainer, the more certifications, the more credentials that they have, the more it's going to cost you for that one-on-one with them. Then the next tier underneath that is small group coaching. And then the tier underneath that is the paid classes. And then the lowest tier is the free classes that come with your membership, right? But the classes that are in demand, that there are a wait list for, you do have to pay for those, right? And then there's the small group coaching. Okay. You'll get access to all of the replays if you can't make it live. You can access the recordings anytime, stay on track, and review key insights. You'll get accountability and support. You'll surround yourself with a community of like-minded entrepreneurs who are equally focused on growth. And you'll get proven tools and templates, right? Ready to use resources to simplify implementation and save time, right? So your coach, your consultant is ultimately the cheat code. Okay. Your coach, your consultant is the cheat code. They don't guarantee your success though, because we provide you with the tools and resources, and it is up to you to actually use them. It is up to, and here, I'm just going to tell you this: blindly following your coach or consultant without actually applying it and understanding it to your business and your ideal client is negligible on your part, not theirs. I'm going to say it again because some of y'all need to hear it. Blindly following what a coach or consultant does and disregarding what you know to be true and believe about your business and your ideal client is negligible on your part, not theirs. This is not about blindly following. That's called being in a cult. That is not called coaching and consulting. Let's be real. Okay? Let's be real. Okay. And if you enroll while I am live, you'll receive a free one-on-one strategy call with me. I've been doing those for the past few weeks. They've been fun. Okay. So let's talk about what the monthly training themes are. Okay. So month one, January, we're going to talk about vision, foundation, and your daily method of operation. Because remember, we started with the first point of breakdown. And some of y'all are getting up doing everything in your business every day except what you should be doing that's going to move the needle, which is to create leads and customers. Cash flow, point blank, period, end of discussion. Okay. We're going to build your luminary blueprint by clarifying your business vision, define success on your terms. We're going to map out goals and establish your daily method of operation. We're going to introduce tracking basics. Okay. And let's go back to overthinking, because I'm going to tell you right now, this is not, the luminary path is not for you if you ever utter the words to me, what so and so said, because I don't give a damn what so and so said. I don't give a damn what so and so does. If that's the case, go pay them. Oh, but you did and you didn't get results. I'm not being mean. I'm not throwing people under the bus, but it's 2025. Things are already starting to look quite scary if you know the indicators to look at. The time for play is over. It is time to get serious. And so I'm going to hold your hand with a napkin in between when I say this. But if what so and so told you actually worked and you actually did it, then why are you here? I just need to know. Then why are you here? If what so and so said is so great, if what so and so is doing is actually working, then why are you here? I'm just curious. Inquiry minds want to know. So the luminary path is not for you if you're going to bring that energy of, well, what so and so said and what so and so does. That's not what we do in the luminary path. We are here for the luminary path. Okay. We're not completely just here freeballing it. We have a framework that we're working from, and then you need to take and apply that framework to your own business. That's going to require you to be able to think for yourself, to use what God gave you between your eyebrows. So if you're not willing to do that, then the luminary path is not for you. If you're not willing to do the work, because I promise you, the number one reason a lot of y'all are stalled is number one, overthinking. You got too many people in your head. And the reason when you buy a program, it doesn't work because you're still trying to listen to and apply what everyone else is saying. And that's your problem. You got too many cooks in the kitchen. Too many queen bees, no actual worker bees. I said it. You ain't gotta like it, but you will respect it. And then you can move and act accordingly. I don't care what you did in your free mastermind. I don't care what somebody taught you in their reel or their video. That's not what we do in here. That's not what we do in here. Too many queen bees, no actual worker bees. The luminary path is not your scapegoat. It's your cheat code. And either you want to use it because, and what do I mean when I say cheat code? I mean, because there's always somebody, oh, you can learn all that on YouTube for free. You actually can't learn it on YouTube for free because most of the videos that you're watching on YouTube are over 6 months old and things have changed since then. And yeah, you can, search for it on TikTok, but again, you're going to get a bunch of varying opinions and you got to know what to search for and you got to sort through all of them. So you go right ahead and you do that. And let me know how that works out for you. So when I say it's the cheat code, it's funneling the information, it's outlining the information so that you don't, it's saving you time, it's collapsing time for you. And you don't have to spend all the time looking for the content and the information yourself. But baby, you got to pay to play. A lot of y'all quote Myron Golden. Y'all want to be like Myron Golden, but you don't even want to pay, measly amounts of money to be on your way to working with Myron Golden. Y'all still looking for it for free. And free is often the most expensive way to do business. Because trust me, I've taken courses and worked with a lot of these gurus, and I'm not saying they're bad because I'm very picky. Okay. And I can tell you that often there's this one course in particular, a YouTube course, and it's happened more than once. I bought this YouTube course a couple years ago. I can't remember. I think it was $700, $900, right? And I didn't even go through all of it. I went right to the nut. I went right. I looked at what was presented and went right to what I needed, right? You could say that 90% of what was in that course I already knew in some way, shape, or form. But the 10% that I didn't know had a 90% impact on my business. Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of us, we're not teaching rocket science, but we're giving you the one little critical piece that you are missing that is going to make the big difference, because that's what puts us in our seat versus you being in yours. Is we are maximizers. We know how to collapse time, and we know how to maximize opportunity. We know how to take a little bit and make it work, right? I always talk about in Robert Greene's book about the strategies for war. Within the first 10 pages, I got everything I needed from that book. Within the first 10 pages, I didn't even have to read the rest of the book. I did, but the first 10 pages, the first chapter or two were the most impactful for me. Why? Because he talks about the difference between maneuvering on the battlefield, right? And what that means, right? And he talked about coming up off of the battlefield and doing a scan. And one of the best district managers I had in my career in banking, what he talked about, and when he said it, my mind related right back to this book. And some people call it the little hinge that swings a big door. But he said, at any given moment, you need to be able to look at what's happening in your business and think about and see what is the one little thing you can do right now that's going to give you the most impact for the day. It's just like a football coach does when there's 30 seconds left in the quarter, in the game, right? In the half, right? Same with a basketball coach. Same with that, star basketball or football player. What is the little hinge that's going to swing a big door? And that's ultimately what you're getting from your coach, right? Because a lot of y'all want to, you're saying you're a business coach. What are the metrics? What are the metrics? Y'all love to use them buzzwords. Y'all love to sound like you know what you're talking about and you're better than everybody else. All right. Especially when it comes to, right. But then you get suckered and you go by, I can make you an Amazon bestseller. And Amazon don't even let you use those labels anymore, but that's a whole different lie. Okay. It's about real quantifiable metrics, right? In one of our monthly themes, that's what we're going to do, right? I've already got the cheat codes on how to identify the health of your business and what you need to do, right? What key performance indicators, what KPIs, what measurements you need to be looking at, right? Because a lot of y'all, like I said, y'all expect, if somebody sets me up a funnel, now all of a sudden I'm going to be converting at a 20% conversion rate. There is so much more. Oh, I gotta sneeze. There's so much more that goes into a 20% conversion rate than the funnel. Because first of all, what are the two things that you need? If you've been watching me in my free content for the last 6 months, you need traffic. You need traffic and a high converting offer. You need traffic and you need a high converting offer. No funnel in the world is going to outwork massive amount of traffic and high converting offer. In fact, the need for a funnel, which is just a fancy word for an automated sales and fulfillment process, is a byproduct of traffic and a high converting offer. And some of y'all put the cart before the horse. You want the funnel, and you want the funnel to be the traffic and the high converting offer when it's really a byproduct. What do you mean, Tamira? I mean that if you have massive amounts of traffic and a high converting offer, you better have a way to fulfill and distribute that product and convert automatically 365 24/7, right? Because I always give the example. If you've got the traffic and a high converting offer and they convert on Friday at 9 p.m. and you've shuttered business for the day, for the weekend, and they don't get what they bought until Monday digitally, they've had all weekend to run your name through the mud and share screenshots and call you all out your name all over social media. So the funnel is the byproduct of having a high converting offer and driving traffic to it. In fact, that's the order of it. You first need a high converting offer, and two, you need traffic. And that traffic is either going to be paid or it's going to be organic or earned. Right? And this is why you need to be in the luminary path. Because if I hear one more person brag about not running paid ads, baby, if that's what it takes to get traffic to your high converting offer and for you to not be burned out in your business, then I would suggest that that's what you do. Right? And I said organic, but it's actually owned. That's your blog, right? And the way things are set up these days, to run traffic to your own website, you got to sometimes pay to run traffic to your own website. See, a lot of times people talk about not using paid traffic is because they don't know how to, but I do. I've done it since 2014 successfully, learned from the best. And I'm going to give myself some credit here. Me, trial and error. And I did buy some courses too. Okay. So paid, owned, and earned. Social media is earned. A lot of people freaking out right now. Why? Because the clock app is on the clock right now. It's on the countdown. You should never rest your entire business in any one of these buckets. Now, the amount that should be in each one is dependent upon your business, your ideal client, your niche, your market, the product is going to vary. But for kicks and giggles, let's just say 33, 33, 33. 33 and a third for each one. Right? There are definitely times where I'm running traffic, but I'm not necessarily even running traffic to a high converting offer. I might just be running traffic to my blog. Right? And a high converting offer is not always something that's paid for. The high converting offer could be a freebie and you're collecting the leads, right? Oh my God, there's the cost to acquire a customer. There's the cost to acquire a lead. And that's why they don't want to talk about paid traffic, because they don't understand those things. They don't understand how to employ those things. And for some of us, those of us who our demographic saw the most unemployment in November of 2024, baby, it might be time to learn those paid strategies. And not all of them are equal. Not all of them are equal. Because Meta made a big announcement today. And if you think it's not going to impact your ability to get your content out there and be seen and visible, I don't know what you've been drinking or smoking. Okay. So I got a little excited, a little sidetracked there. But it's been a while since I brought the whiteboard out. So we had to bring the whiteboard out. You need a high converting offer and you need to drive traffic to it. And there's not just one way to drive traffic. There's three. There's your paid bucket, your owned bucket, and your earned bucket. PEO. Okay. A lot of people running around out here calling themselves strategists that are tacticians. They know tactics. They know trends. Trends are short term in nature. Strategy is long term. Okay. So month one is your DMO and your goals and vision. Month two is magnetic messaging. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Who sent that? Oh my God. Thank you, Jatica. That was so sweet of you. Thank you, beautiful. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, my girl. Okay. Magnetic messaging, attracting aligned opportunities. Because if you are not online to collect leads, to create customers, and by the way, the first way you do that is your content. Baby, I'm a content strategist at the heart, through and through, all day long, every day. I eat, breathe, and sleep content. Everything is content. To go back to overthinking and overwhelm, sometimes that's what I'm overthinking and overwhelmed about, right? Like a lot of people come to me and they want a content plan. Yeah, you can pay me $1,200 for a content plan, or you can understand that you are the content. And you still gonna need to pay me because I'm still need to tell you and show you and draw out a plan where you are the content. I am the content. That's why you don't see me use a lot of stock videos and stock images. I use them, but I use them very strategically. For the most part, my face has always been my billboard. My voice is my microphone, my speaker. My voice is my voice, is what I'm saying. Okay. Month three, sales, confidence, and tracking. You have got to sell. Point blank, period, end of discussion. You have got to sell. And you need to know how to do it both online and offline. And offline includes messenger, it includes email. Those are digital, but they are still offline, meaning they are off of somebody else's platform. Okay. So we're going to talk about magnetic messaging. Identify and refine your ideal client and audience because they're not necessarily the same thing. Craft messaging that connects emotionally and builds trust. Learn how to measure the success of your messaging through KPIs like engagement, reach, and conversion. There are others that I have. Okay. Month, we already did talk about that. Sales confidence and tracking metrics. And month four, scaling systems and accountability. Systems that simplify success. Right? So that's where your funnel comes in. Right? And the reason a lot of y'all get overwhelmed with funnels is because you overcomplicate it. I don't start my funnel with a bunch of upsells and downsells and all that. I keep it simple. I keep it real simple. And then I build it out as the business calls for it to be built out. All right. Minimal viable offer, minimal viable product, minimal viable funnel. And you build it as you need it. That's why y'all be wanting to quit. That's why y'all want to quit. That's why you feel out of alignment because you're too busy doing all the things that someone who is light years ahead of you said you need to do. You need to get there eventually. But right now, where are you? Let's build for where you are right now and maybe 2 steps down the road. Right? 3, 5 at the greatest. Right? When you look at some of the things you buy online, especially when it comes to digital products, their funnel was very crisp, clean, and simple. It did not have all them bells and whistles popping up all over the place. Don't mean they didn't upsell you. They upsold you through content. They upsold you through email. I have a relative that still doesn't believe that, and it's not that they're calling me a liar or anything. They just can't wrap their head around my beauty business, which I still have. I sold skincare last night. I sell skincare a lot of nights that I am asleep. We're going to talk about how I do that in the Luminary Path without actively promoting it. That is the power of content. Content is your 24/7 promotional arm of your business, your educational arm of your business. And then the automation allows for that sale, for that lead to be collected in your sleep. These are things that your friends and family, concepts that they don't get. And it's not your job, honestly, to educate them. So when people, they can't wrap their head around things in my business, I don't even really bother to educate them, because I need to conserve my energy for what I need to do in 2025. Okay. In 2025, my focus is on traffic to high converting offers. Same as 2024, honestly, driving traffic to high converting offers, right? So that's where scaling systems and accountability, and module 5 is building authority, and month 6 is really getting into more of those KPIs and revisiting your DMO, your daily method of operation. Okay. But when we get into sales confidence, we get into attraction, we have to talk about your offer. We have to look at your pricing. We have to look at your value ladder. We have to look at your buyer's journey. And what my pricing is going forward to do that in a half day or a VIP day for me, most people can't afford. This is your best bet to do it in the Luminary Path. Okay. Now, let me tell you, the goal of the Luminary Path is to actually be affordable. I should be charging a lot more than I'm charging for it. It's actually designed to be a 12-month program, but I'm only rolling out the first 6 months right now. And so $2,000 for that in full pay is a very low cost for compared to what others charge. And no, I don't have pricing issues. I know my worth. Okay. But whenever I roll anything out for the first time in beta, there is some discounting. Okay. And if you know me, you know how I roll. It's in beta and the price is going to step up. That's my strategy. That's what works for me. Okay. So $2,000 where it really should be about 3 to 4,000 for 6 months is a steal. And on top of that, you can actually do that and put that on some sort of financing plan, either your credit card or through Klarna or Afterpay, or you can sign up for $397 a month, right? So you save a chunk of money at 2,000 full pay, and you can still finance that, or you can just outright finance it at $397 a month. Okay, so you get some sort of discount for full pay. You're not paying more for it because it's monthly. You're actually getting the discount because it's full pay at $2,000. Okay, so that's how you stop the overthinking. You go all in with one person and one system, and my system works. It's been working for a very long time. It's worked for countless clients. Every week in my inbox, I have someone in my inbox thanking me for working with them and them being where they are in their business and what they've learned from me. And I've got screenshots to prove it. Okay. You can go on my Facebook at any time and you can see it. Right. There are people who were really struggling, not I'm thinking of one person in particular who was really struggling with getting sales as a makeup artist of makeup, and they started selling lots of makeup. They also grew their community on Facebook, right? They worked with me on their group and their community on Facebook, and now they have in-person retreats and in-person events, and they're selling online workshops and courses, right? So y'all think for $2,000 I'm supposed to guarantee you that you're supposed to be able to make $1 million. First of all, not all businesses are ever going to make $1 million in a year. Many businesses don't. But y'all want to hold me to a standard, number one, that you haven't attained and that your guru has not attained. You just don't know it. Again, I ain't shitting on nobody. I'm just telling the truth. I'm just, all I can do is call it how I see it. And I know because I've had conversations with some of these people and they're FOS. They're FOS. Okay. They are FOS. I can't tell you the number of people that don't even make a move in their business without first seeing what I'm doing. And that's why I tell you, I don't make announcements of what I'm going to do. I make announcements once it's done because I know there are people out there that they cannot make their next move in their business without consulting with me, either directly or indirectly. Okay. So why don't I answer some questions? Let's answer some questions about the luminary path. Okay. Let's answer some questions because the luminary path is incredible, right? So who is it for? It's for visionaries who are ready to take action. We already talked about that. We gotta do the puzzle piece. If you're not ready to take action, don't even bother, right? Business owners who are done making excuses and ready to show up for themselves in their businesses. If you're tired of spinning your wheels and want to create consistent 10,000 plus months, and yes, build systems that give you freedom and scalability, lead with confidence and clarity, the luminary path was designed for you. And I can say that with my full chest. Okay. Because a lot of these other people are, I'm just telling you, they're full of shit. Okay. So imagine waking up every morning knowing exactly what to focus on to grow your business instead of sitting there twiddling your thumbs, pushing paper, doing what everybody else tells you to do. There are people in my inbox right now who want stuff from me, but they're not getting it from me until I do what I need to do for my business today. Right? They're not getting it until I'm not dropping my plan and my DMO to accommodate someone else. And that's what you'll learn in the luminary path. You have systems in place that allow you to attract dream clients and generate consistent revenue. Imagine that. Hey, girl. Hey, beautiful. You feel confident, clear, and in control of your path. Okay. That's who the luminary path is for. This is not for you if you're looking for, we talked about this, my girl, Alana, I love you so much. This is not for you if you're looking for a quick fix. Thank you. Y'all make me feel so pretty. If you're looking for a quick fix or a magic bullet, a golden ticket, remember Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the golden ticket, without putting in the work? If you don't understand that success takes consistent action, no shortcuts, this ain't for you, boo. I ain't for you. I'm just not. Okay. If you're not ready to take consistent action to grow your business, if you think, oh, I made one video and I'm not a millionaire, this ain't for you. It's for action takers, not procrastinators, right? If you prefer excuses over accountability, if you don't know that growth happens when you're willing to take responsibility and stay committed to your goals, not for you, honey. and that's okay. If you're comfortable staying stuck in the same cycle without making changes, if you don't get that you're not ready to step outside your comfort zone, this just simply is not the right fit for you. And again, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means move around, find something else because this ain't it for you. Okay. If you're not open to learning new strategies or implementing proven systems, it's not for you because the luminary path is for those ready to adapt, grow, and build their own success. Right? If you if you're not getting that 2025 has already came in ripping and roaring, if you don't know that we haven't even seen, I don't think we can even fathom what can happen in 2025. There are already some rumblings of it being similar to 2020. Nothing is guaranteed. Nobody truly has the crystal ball and knows. So all I can tell you is you need to get ready and you need to get in position. And that is what is at the heart of the luminary path. Get ready, be ready, and stay ready. Okay? If you go watch the video that is on the page for the luminary path, I talk about how in 2009, that's really when the luminary path was born. Because that is when I was working in banking and finance, and that is when the mortgage crisis happened. And that is when I led my team, who was already understaffed, and we beat out teams that were bigger and had more resources than us. We were literally supposed to fail. But under my leadership, under my strategy, I led my team to victory. And so you can go watch that video. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts about the luminary path, I urge you to go watch that video and you will hear that story, because that is the premise, that is the underlying current of the luminary path. You are hardwired for struggle, to quote Brene Brown. There is nothing to fear when it comes to 2025. Now you need to do your prayers for protection, right? You need to protect yourself, but you also need to armor up. Yes, there's nothing to fear. It's let's ride at dawn. Let's go. Right? And so if you're looking for a cohort to ride at dawn with, the luminary path is for you. It's not industry or niche specific. It's success specific. It's for those who want to win, come heaven, hell, or high water. It's for those who are sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? It's for those who they're fed up, right? Everybody talks about the four agreements. The number one thing I got from the four agreements are the four emotions, the four things that lead to change: anger, fear, disgust, and resolve. Anger, fear, resolve, and disgust. Right? I really go all out and take all massive action when all four of those are present. But those are the four emotions that lead to change. And you don't have to be feeling all four. But if you're feeling angry, if you're feeling resolved, if you're feeling disgust, and if you have fear, that is okay. It's about not letting the fear capitulate you, not letting the fear hold you back. Right? I have that soundbite in my head. Your fear of success is holding you back. Your fear of success is holding you back. Right? So you have any of those four feelings about your success, your make or break, your breakthrough year, then let's talk. We need to talk about the luminary path, because I'm going all in with those people in the first 6 months of 2025. And then I might run that same, at the end of the 6 months, I'm either going to run the next 6 months meaning the continuation of what we started, or I'm going to run that same 6 months with a different group, and people who are in the new group, in the group that's starting next week, can sign up for that if they want to and go and run through it again if that's what they choose to do. Because that's the thing about foundations. Okay. I was a Taibo queen, a Taibo queen in the late 1900s, the early 2000s. I loved me some Taibo in the 90s. And when I would start to, I lost so much weight and I looked, oh, I mean, don't get me wrong, I always look good, but my body was bodying, okay? Thanks to Mr. Billy Blanks. And it was my stress relief. It was my, that's what a lot of people don't understand about me with working out. When I get really, really stressed, I work out a lot because that's how I let off that steam, right? And so and they had basic, they had intermediate, and they had advanced. Okay. Guess where I started? Basic. And then when I got really good with that and just felt like I wanted more, then I moved to intermediate. And then when I really mastered that and felt like I needed more, then I moved to intermediate. But if I was at intermediate or advanced and not getting the results, not feeling the burn, not feeling the pain, guess what I did? Let me know in the comments. Guess what I did? Because it might shock you. What I did is I went back to basics. I got back to basics. I focused on my form. I focused on my form and making sure I was performing the moves correctly for maximum impact. I made sure I wasn't cheating myself or the system or the process. I got back to basics. And then I would start to get results again. And that's the beautiful thing about the luminary path. It is designed to be a foundation. It is designed. Thank you, Wanza, for the love. It is designed to be your foundation. These are the basics. And I cannot stress enough to you that in 2025, sweetheart, you have to have sales and marketing in your bag. You cannot just do what it is that you love to do. Not and call it a business. You have to do things that you don't enjoy doing. If you are the CEO of you, if you are the CEO of your company, if you are the CEO of your business, you've got to do what CEOs do. And CEOs sell. CEOs have marketing and they have marketing budget. It is time to bet on you. It is time to stop pussyfooting around with these gurus who are making empty, void promises. Right? Wanza, you're on here. We talked about this. So like Amazon bestseller. Promising to have an Amazon bestseller in a week. I mean, it sounds good, right? But is that a real business objective? Is that going to put actual money in the bank? Right? I already know the answer because I know people who bought that and they don't make money. It's not. Wanza, tell us what you do in the comments. Tell us what you do in the comments. I know she works with coaches, with authors, but I'm going to let her tell me instead of me making it up. Because you can become a bestseller within a few hours. Basically by cheating the system, not to be confused with the cheat code, because the cheat code is simply collapsing time. The cheat code is not synchronizing information, consolidating information, and giving you a process instead of having to go through umpteen videos and gleaning the information and testing it and trying it. So when I say cheat code, that's what I mean. I mean one consolidation of information with the goal of transformation. Oh, so good. Consolidating information with the goal of transformation, of effecting transformation, meaningful transformation into collapsing time. I help my clients write and publish books, exactly. And never once have I heard her talk about making anyone an Amazon bestseller, right? Never once have I heard her say that. And it's funny because a lot of the same people who stand on that hill and are willing to die on Jay-Z buys this or that for Beyonce when she's a $500 million machine herself. They're both worth over $1 billion, but they both account for half of that. But everybody assumes he got all the money and she's just pretty. That's so wild to me. But anyway, I digress. Right? Don't understand when someone is promising you to be an Amazon bestseller in a few hours that it's BS. It's not sustainable. It's not income generating. Because it's not. It absolutely is not. Okay? So overthinking. If you are overthinking in your business, it's because you don't trust yourself. And the number one reason, the number thing that manifests when you don't trust yourself is you don't have the structure, you don't have the discipline, you don't have the consistency, you don't have the procedures, you don't have the process. And that's the cheat code that I provide with the luminary path. Okay. Now I know I started talking about this and launched this mid-December pretty quietly because there were people that I actually made sure to get this out for because they said it was something that they would want and that they would be interested in. And then I had a lot of things going on family-wise where I just couldn't. I had to pull back. But we're here now, and we still have a week from today before the first training. So it is very important if you have any questions that you get over and you first watch the video. And after that, if you want to schedule some time to make sure that this is right for you, that you contact me and we will schedule some time. But those who have signed up have been so excited. They are invigorated. They are very excited. And the feedback that I've gotten just from people watching the video alone, like, this is exactly for me. This is exactly what I need for 2025, right? Because it's time. Either you're going to take your business serious or you're not, right? And some of the stuff I hear people who are supposed to be business owners say, like, baby, ain't nobody writing me no digital check. Pull out a card and pay. Y'all really make up the tiniest of excuses, not wanting to pay for card processing fees to your payment merchant. And that's why you stuck in your business. Because you don't, first of all, even understand business. And you're not willing to get in flow. You're not part of the currency. Currency is a current, just like a river has a current, and that's what allows it to stream and flow. You're not in currency. You're not in the current of currency because you're so worried about you don't want to pay fees to Stripe or PayPal or whoever. Girl, if you don't just include that in your pricing and keep it moving, y'all go through all kinds of mental gymnastics over little things that just are inconsequential. Oh, somebody looked at my books and I paid $30,000 last year for in credit card fees and they accept cards and that. Okay, but do you know what that means that you brought in revenue? And did that really impact your margin like that, especially on a digital product, on a non-physical product? And you have audacity to complain about that? Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't shop around and try and get a better merchant account rate, but to try to get away from having a merchant account and being able to accept cards and all of that, and even Klarna in that. Like, listen, the minute I turned on Klarna and Afterpay in my merchant account, I doubled my revenue that year, right? Like one of the ladies who is in the luminary path, that is one of the things we talked about is don't assume because someone wants a payment plan that it means they're poor or they can't afford you. No more than you should just assume that they can't afford you anyway, and that means you need to lower your price. Payment plan makes it manageable for people. Some people prefer to do it monthly. I myself wish I could pay for Netflix annually. So there are people who prefer full pay and there are people who prefer monthly. Paying monthly or a payment plan does not mean they cannot afford you. It is not on you to be in their pocket and decide how they should manage their money. Wanza says that's right. That payment plan does not mean it because, yeah, there are people who offered payment plans and then people flaked on them on their payment plan. But that's the nice thing about Klarna. They flaked on Klarna, not you. You got your money up front. But secondly, your ideal client is off. And most importantly, there's something wrong with your ideal client persona. There's something wrong with your content. You are attracting the wrong ideal client because whether they pay by payment plan or full pay doesn't matter. What matters is that you got paid. And if they pay by payment plan and are not completing their payment plan, there is something wrong with either your offer, your pricing, because everybody wants to go immediately to um, your offer, but sometimes it's your pricing and sometimes it's your content. You're attracting the wrong people, right? Sometimes it could be a quick fix with just changing up a few words. That's why I personally spend a lot of time on who it's not for. I'm going to repel more than I attract. Not more, but I'm going to repel almost as much as I attract. I'm going to let you know this ain't for you. I don't know what just dinged, but this ain't for you if you're looking for a magic bullet, a golden ticket, if you're looking for a scapegoat, if you're looking for somebody to blame, if you're looking for somebody to gaslight, I definitely ain't the one. Just not the one, boo boo. Not the one. So if you are overthinking in your business, the luminary path, let's light up the way. Let's light up the path. Let's light the path so because 2025 is like walking in the dark right now. So let's light up the path. Okay. Let's light the path. I love the image for the luminary path. If you go to the page, you'll see. Okay. If you go to the page, you will see the path with all the lights on it. That's what we're doing. We're just lighting up the path. There are no guarantees. We don't know what's going to happen. There's so much unknown. But what I can tell you is with a good strategy, you can feel your way around in the dark and make the most of it. You can come out victorious, like my team and I did back in 2009 when the mortgage crisis hit. And like I've been doing repeatedly and consistently since then. Right? If you're overthinking, it's because you are like I was in 2018 and 2019. I was out of alignment with my vision and my goals. Hey, beautiful. I was out of alignment with my vision, my mission, my goals, my ideal client because I was too busy listening to other people, right? So let's go back to my guy Kevin Trudeau, right? You have to have a high teachability index, your willingness to learn and your willingness to accept change. Too many people are stuck on what doesn't work instead of figuring out what does work. And y'all rather pay and keep listening to people who are literally losers and who are losing than actually pay and learn from someone who is actually doing it the right way. Y'all expect me to give it to you for free, but the bum to pay you. And that is so weird to me. I don't know where they do that at. Okay. So you need that high teachability index, willingness to learn and willingness to accept change, right? Willingness to accept that you should be using AI. And I'm going to teach you how. Willingness to accept that maybe for your product, for your industry, for your market, maybe you need to be running paid ads to get the traffic to your high converting offer. Maybe your offer isn't high converting and we need to figure out how to make it high converting or scrap it altogether and come up with another offer. But you need a high teachability index, okay? Because we talked about it and I'm consistent, baby. You need a high converting offer and you need to drive traffic to that high converting offer. Thank you for all the love, Melissa. I finally feel comfortable using your government name. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to use it at one point. Remember, I would always say M, my girl M. Right? At the end of the day, it all boils down to you need a high converting offer and you need to drive traffic to that high converting offer. The funnel is a byproduct because the funnel is nothing other than automated sales and distribution, right? Your fun when you go to Disney World, there is a funnel, right? A funnel doesn't have to be automated, right? But we're specifically talking about your automated sales funnel is the byproduct of having a high converting offer that you've driven traffic to. Because if you're driving traffic to a high converting offer and you don't have an automated sales funnel in place, you're setting yourself up for your name to be dragged all over the internet and not in a good way. Okay. So when it comes to overthinking and you're listening to all these people, you need to, for 2025, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told my team in 2009. All eyes on me. I need you to tune everybody else out because I can tell you right now, the luminary path is not for you if you plan on coming to me talking about what so-and-so said and what so-and-so does, because I don't give a damn what they said. If that's what you want, then you go to them in their program. But over here in the luminary path, we're taking that path. Okay. Now it's up to you to use your discernment and know and adapt and apply the luminary path to your specific ideal client persona, to your product, to your market, your industry, your niche. And only you can do that, right? The first accountability in the luminary path is understanding that you are the one responsible for your business's success, not a course, not a coach, not a mentor. You are responsible for your business succeeding or failing. That is the first step of the luminary path. Okay. So, who should you listen to? Those who have what you want, those who have been where you are. But ultimately, you need to be able to listen to yourself. And any coach, any consultant, any guru telling you to do otherwise, I would run away from. I would run away from. I would absolutely run away from. Because I'm never going to tell you what to think. I'm going to help you figure out how to think. I'm going to teach you how to think, how to make decisions, what key performance indicators, what to do when they are above goal, what to do when they're below goal, right? If you have a key performance indicator and you are above you've overshot it, that can be a good thing. Not always though, right? If you haven't quite hit it, where do you need to make those adjustments, right? Where to look at to make those adjustments. I have a whole deck on the health of your business and checking those key performance indicators and what to do as they relate to the health of your business. Okay. And not just for paid traffic, but earned and owned as well. Because that traffic, the traffic is going to be paid, owned, or earned. Owned. PEO, paid, earned, or owned. Okay. So here's the thing. It's okay to seek counsel and opinions, but you should never let someone tell you what you have to do. You get advice, but don't take orders. So if you're looking to have orders dished out at you, the luminary path is not for you. You get free will. Even God gives you free will. And I ain't God. I am nowhere near God. So I don't get to take away your free will. No coach or guru gets to take away your free will. Okay? No one gets to take that from you. So you get advice, you get frameworks. You get to make the decision. Help you learn how to think, but ultimately the decision is yours, as it should be. Because the reason you are overthinking is because you don't trust yourself, or you don't believe in yourself to make the right decision, or you're still carrying around all the voices. Your sibling that's a hater, your parent that's a hater, your cousin that's a hater, your auntie or uncle that's a hater, your third grade teacher that's a hater, your whoever it is, could be your pastor that's a hater. For some of y'all, it's your spouse. Your number one op is your spouse for some of y'all. Ask me how I know. Y'all some of the worst clients to work with. Not meaning you're bad people. I love you, but it's really hard to work with someone whose own supposed to be partner in life is their op. That makes my job very, very difficult. But I'm one to come to task, and I'm going to stand up and tell you. I'm not telling you to get a divorce. I would never tell you that, but you've got a decision to make. You got to decide if you are going to do what your spouse wants you to do, or what. But yeah. Your spouse, you got to figure out how to get them on board and keep them on board, because they either going to be your biggest fan and supporter and even fund you, or they're going to be your biggest op. All right. And remember, 95% of what we think are facts are nothing more than opinions. 95% of what we think are facts are nothing more than opinions. And that is why we overthink. Because we've got too many opinions. Too many opinions. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got an opinion. And you're running around, standing on one leg, barking like a dog, spinning in a circle, because you're listening to all these different opinions. And I can tell you, the last opinion I'm listening to, someone who does not have what I want, who has not been where I am. Okay, I'm not listening to them, right? So a person who don't really even use social media can't tell me nothing about social media marketing. I'm sorry. I'm not listening, because I know for a fact that if they don't even use social media, the fact of the matter is they are just repeating what they've heard other people say, and it is not tried and true. Because your number one and first best case study, your first best client testimonial should, in fact, be you. and your own business. And if they don't use social media, how can they tell you what is actually working in social media? That's awfully strange. I'm just keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it 100. That is strange. Okay. Some of these guarantees people are throwing out are meaningless. It gets you to buy, but it's meaningless. And your business isn't much changed afterwards. Now there are times, don't get me wrong, there are times when you pay for somebody to build a funnel and that is the transformation. There is nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. It might be a strategy somewhere to write a book and it be an Amazon bestseller. That might There might be a case for that. I haven't seen it and or experienced it in the people that I know, trust, believe in, and respect. That's just not high on the list. And that's why in the Luminary Path, we talk about how to really create authority. Because one thing about me, I was told very early in my career, when I speak, people listen. Part of it is just my voice. God gave me this voice. I wish I could talk like Nara Smith. I can't even do it. Hi guys, my husband Lucky wanted. I can't do it. That's just not my voice. And I would be inauthentic to come on here and try to speak like her because it's not my voice. I have a Hamilton voice. I have a big barreling voice. God gave me this voice for a reason. And as many times as I try to run away from y'all and doing these live videos and that, I end up right back here because that is the reason God gave me this voice. I can't tell you, like, oh, I can tell you, I had 3 funerals in a week, in 2 weeks. I had 3 funerals in 2 weeks in December. People close to me. Okay. And I only bring that up because I can't tell you how many relatives that I don't see in person all that much. Oh, I could listen to you talk all day. I hear it all the time from people. I could listen to you all day. I could listen to you. I could listen to you. I could listen to you. Okay. Now that's wonderful. Now, if you want to join the Luminary Path, I don't want you to just listen to me though. I want you to follow. I want you to try, give it a whirl where you're actually going to learn. I want you to apply it because information plus application equals transformation. Okay. So the Luminary Path, let's lock arms like Wakanda. Lock arms and let's venture out on that path and light up the path together because there's still light in the darkness. There's very much light in the darkness. Okay. And if you are looking to take things to the next level, stop overthinking. I'm going to say put all your eggs in one basket, but you really need to lock in with one system, one coach, one consultant. Give yourself 6 months and actually work what you are being taught and given. I would bet on the Luminary Path because I have been since 2009. Okay. I've experienced and been through lots of corporate mergers, lots of corporate uncertainty, and I'll always come out on top. Now, on top usually meant more work, overworked, underpaid, underrecognized, but you know what I mean. Some people weren't so fortunate. Yeah, right. I've told the story numerous times on Facebook about 2009, how I led my team through the worst of times, and we came out on top, and still, no fault of mine, nothing I did wrong, walked away with only half of the annual bonus I was supposed to get. And my district manager, who I still appreciate and was one of the good ones, he was like, he felt horrible. There was nothing he could do about it. And then he let me know that he didn't get a bonus that year at all. He didn't get one at all. And yet here he was telling me that I was getting half of one. So at least I was getting one, but he didn't get one at all. So we don't know what 2025 is going to bring. We don't know what it's going to be like. But what I can tell you, and you know what? I keep going back to 2009, but it was also in 2020 when everybody was freaking out and everybody was running around talking about pivoting. The most overused word of 2020, pivot. I hunkered down. I hunkered down. I dug my heels in and had a great year. A lot of people had a great year. But did they really have a great year? Or did they get PPP money? Did they get idle money? Right? Did they really have a great year in their business? Or was it money that was once in a lifetime? Injections and infusions, not necessarily truly from the business and business growth. And I can tell you that's where mine came from. Because I actually am I feel some kind of way about saying this. I actually do better in downturns than upturns. That's a whole mindset thing that I'm working on. But yeah, I can make my way through a downturn. I'm gonna shine in the darkness. And that's who I would bet on. And that's who Beryl has bet on. That's who Ryan, a chiropractor in Nashville, has bet on. Beryl is a doula and lactation specialist. We've got Ingrid, who helps clients with better eating habits for their health. I can't say exactly what she does. I don't want to get flagged, but yeah, she helps with changing your lifestyle so that you live longer. And, she has her own testimonial about a rare disease that she had and how I think she was practically dying and was able to turn things around for herself. And now she helps other people do it. And her, like me, she's limiting the number of people that she works with because she doesn't want to burn out. And so that's why for a few days only, you can still get enrolled in the Luminary Path. Okay, you can still get enrolled. And I encourage you to go over to the page and watch it, watch the video. And then if you still have questions, you can ask, we can get on a call and we can go through that, right? Let's go through some of the frequently asked questions. What if I can't attend live sessions? Don't worry, boo, I got you. All sessions are recorded and uploaded within 24 hours. You can access them anytime at your own convenience. How long is the commitment? It is a 6-month program. So if you sign up for monthly, $397, you need to make sure in your budget you don't just have $397 for the first month. You have it for all 6 months, okay? And if you join today, you will be billed next month on the same day. Okay. After 6 months, you can decide if you'd like to continue or transition to new goals. Okay. What makes this program different from others? Well, first of all, me. If you haven't noticed, one of these kids is doing her own things. They not like us. They're not like us. Right. So that's the first thing. It's also a very action-based and results-driven program. You won't just learn, you will be implementing. And in addition to that, you'll have access to proven tools, templates, and live support to ensure your success. So what's included in the full pay bonus? When you pay in full, you'll receive 2 quarterly one-on-one strategy sessions or access to the VIP toolkit, which includes advanced tools for KPI tracking, messaging, and scaling. And the program is for ambitious, because that's the question, who is it for? It's for ambitious entrepreneurs, leaders, and visionaries who are ready to take their business to the next level, but they know they have to work. This isn't something you just pay for and then you don't do, right? And that's how I know it's priced correctly also. Because I know people who will pay $500 for a course and never crack it open. And that's why it's not $97 a month. Because at $97 a month, there are people who won't feel the pain of, oh, it's $97 a month and won't show up and do the work. Okay. Can I join later? Enrollment is limited, and once it fills, you'll need to wait for the next round. So don't miss your chance to secure your spot now. So you've got two options. Okay. You can join today full pay and save 20%. And by the way, even if you do full pay today, the $2,000 today, you'll get that bonus that I just went over for you, but you can actually still finance that, right? Either through your own credit card or through um, Klarna or Afterpay, right? But then you can also do just say flat out, I want to pay $397 a month, right? If you do the full pay, you actually save 20%. You get a discount for full paying, okay? Because full pay, you might not be paying truly a full pay, but I get full pay up front, and that gives you a 20% discount. In fact, I actually need to take that up. That was only supposed to be. See, this is lets you know how much I've been in and out with everything that's been going on, right? That was only supposed to be for a few days in December. And I forgot to change it because I'm literally just getting back in the saddle. So I'm going to honor it. Probably what's today? Tuesday. I'll honor it today and tomorrow. And then after that, the full pay discount is not going to be as steep. That was just for some time in December. Okay. So full pay, you save 20%. And that's the $2,000. And most people who sign up, I think everyone who signed up so far actually get full pay. Now I want the monthly recurring income. I ain't even gonna lie to you. So you can sign up for $397 a month, but it is a 6-month commitment. Okay. It is a 6-month commitment. It is not, oh, I'm gonna do 2 months or I can only pay this month. And then don't sign up if you don't know that you're gonna be able to pay $397 each and every month for the 6 months. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to me. Okay. Because I might not take you to collections, but I will never work with you ever again. And that's not a threat. That's a promise. Okay. It's not a threat. That is, in fact, a promesa. Promesa. It's a promise. It is a promise. Well, I'm getting tired. Number one, I need to hydrate. I didn't bring me anything to drink over here. But let me tell you, what I will do is I will take a piece of my neuro gum. This stuff is fabulous. Absolutely fabulous because my throat is getting a little dry. There's so much nasty stuff going on and it's so dry and cold outside here. So I will pop a piece of that gum so my mouth isn't all dry. But overthinking is going to kill your business. Overthinking leads to you being stuck. It leads to you not being in alignment. And anytime I'm feeling overwhelmed and frustrated in my business, I have to look, am I aligned? And that's why the first month of the luminary path, that's exactly what we're looking at. Right? And yes, and this video up here, you can see my pajama pants. That's how I work most days. A little bit of makeup. My hair did. Business on top, party on the bottom. Okay. So if you are overthinking and you want to stop overthinking in your business, the first thing you need to do is look at who are you listening to? You're listening to too many people. You got too many opinions popping off. You need to quiet the noise. You need to turn down the noise, turn down the dial, and tune into one frequency. Tune into one station only for 6 months. You can do anything in 6 months. Welcome, welcome. Hey there, good to see you. Okay. I hate to be chewing gum, but I needed to wet my whistle. So there we go. So now I stopped chewing it. But the luminary path, light up the path to 2025. Light up the path to your success. If it is to be, it is up to you, right? I need you to say that in the mirror. If it is to be, it is up to me. And it is time to stop listening to people who are scared of their own pricing, who are scared of their own gifts, their own talent, scared of social media, scared of AI, because some of y'all are just not going to be in business in the next 2 years because you're afraid of AI, because you don't want to pay credit card processing fees. That is the do you know I will not go to a place of business because they don't take credit or debit cards? If the role of business is to create a customer, which is a sale, which creates cash flow, why are you limiting people in the way that they can pay you? Like, that is such a mind to me to actually contort your face to say you don't want to take cards because there is a fee associated with it. My philosophy is give the people what they want and charge them for it. That's what businesses do. So when I hear that, that tells me you have a problem with charging your worth and knowing your worth. Mhm. If you're afraid of, I'm not talking about you want to reduce the amount of credit card fees and processing fees. You just don't want to pay them altogether. You want to stay in the Stone Ages, and the luminary path ain't for you. Because what did we say? What did we say about who we should listen to? Right? Those who have what you want and those who are where you are, those who have been where you are. Right? We talked about the teachability index, willingness to learn, times your willingness to accept change. And do you remember those commercials where everybody's in line and there's music and they're moving and everybody's swiping and paying and going? And then all of a sudden somebody pulls out a checkbook and writes a check and it's like, and the world comes to a stop. You're concerned about card processing fees when people don't even have to swipe? Listen, let me tell you about a day in my life. A day in my life is pretty keyless. I don't need keys to get into my place, right? You don't even need a key for your car. You have the key fob and you push the button. I can leave home without a card and I can use Apple Pay, my wallet to pay. You can use Google Wallet to pay. And y'all worried about not paying card fee, processing fees? Tell me you don't want to make money. Just tell me you don't want to make money and get it over with. Just say it. If your item is truly, truly high ticket, I can understand doing a wire transfer, but those ain't even free. A lot of times those are not free. How do I know? Because I worked in banking. They were only free on certain accounts. You assume that your client, you think because it might be free for you to get the money, your client might actually be paying a big fee and you don't know about it on their end on their bank. Bottom line is this: make it easy for people to do business with you. Make it easy for people to pay you. Make it easy for people to do business with you. Make it easy for people to pay you. My work is of high service and worthy of massive compensation. People love to pay me. People love to pay me. People love to learn from me. People love to hear me. People love to listen to me speak. People get inspired by me. People are inspired to take action after listening to me. Therefore, I need to make it easy for people to do business with me. I have automation in place and they are able to safely and securely pay me. And the card processing fee is included and accounted for in my pricing. And guess what? I am not a tax professional. I am not a tax advisor. But sometimes y'all need them write-offs when you're selling digital products and that because you don't have a lot of overhead. But I'm not a tax advisor, I'm not a CPA. You need to be writing something off. Well, I can't say need because I'm not a tax advisor, but consider that. What are you writing off? Right? Like when you're selling digital products and coaching and courses, there's not a lot of overhead. So you get in the the current of the currency, and leverage that expense, or you pay them people. You know who I'm talking about, the three, the IRA, the S, or you pay them more. We've got to put our thinking hats on. We've got to think like business owners. We've got to think like business people. I'm not saying, you know, don't use your head. I'm saying lead with your heart, but take your head with you. Okay. Lead with your heart, but take your head with you. Lead with your heart, but take your head with you. Okay. So the luminary path, it's still open. First training is next Tuesday, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I ran through frequently asked questions. Now I'm going to get ready to go. I might come back on live later. I might. I might. But 2025 is going to take a version of you that you don't even know yet. I'm going to close with that. 2025 is going to take a version of you that you don't even know yet. You've got to be and do to have. See, a lot of y'all think it's have, do, be, right? You think you have to have certain things first in order to do the things to be the person that you want, when it's actually you need to. Amen. So true. Have a great day. You too, love. You have to first be the person that has what you want to have. You have to be the person and do what they would do to have the things that they have. Just do what it do, baby. It is what it is. You have to first be, then do, and have. Be, do, have. Be, do, have. Right? You have to be the person that gets on live when they don't feel like it. You have to be the person that commits to 6 months to build, grow, and scale their business. You have to be the person that's willing to learn modern sales and marketing tactics and apply it to their ideal client, their market, their niche, and their business, instead of staying stuck in the old, oh, AI is going to take my job. AI is going to replace me. Baby doll, let me tell you. Chat GPT yesterday, what was it? I gave it images to extract information from, and I wanted to tell me how many words were on the screen of this video. And it kept telling me like 97. And I'm like, that is not 97 words. Count again. And then it was like 92 or 96, 98. And I'm like, that is not 97 words. I know what 97 words looks like, right? And so ChatGPT tried to get slick with me. Tried to get slickety slick. And so I said, okay, since you want to be slick, I want you to go and give me a list, numbered list for every word that is on this image in this screen. And it did. And it came up with 81. The list ended at number 81. And it wasn't missing a word because I checked. And I said, you're still telling me that there are 97 words when your list ended at 81. So again, go by word and count each and every single word and give me a numbered list. Oh, you're right. Yeah, I know. I say this not to impress you, but to impress upon you that AI is nowhere what y'all think it is. It is still the people like me who have 32 going on 33 years. And you know how I know it'll be 33 years? Because my oldest daughter will be 33 in February. She was just a baby, not even 6 months old when I actually took my first marketing position. Okay. It is the people like me who know their industry, who know their craft, who have the authority and the expertise. Why do y'all think ChatGPT been free? So that we can train it. Don't you know when the product or service is free, you are actually the product? If you've been following me since 2014, you would know that. I hope you remember that. Okay. So ChatGPT, these AIs are a ways. A lot of what y'all have seen AI do and y'all seen people get excited about, that is computer generated marketing, if not witchcraft. Some of, like, Gemini has been caught, Google and Gemini have been caught doing it, Apple has been caught doing it, showing you that their AI can do things that they simply cannot do. Now, I'm not saying they can't or won't get there, or they won't get there fast, but what I'm telling you is right now you can get ahead of it and you can leverage it. I just gave you some money, right? What I told you I did. I'm not going to rehash it, but if you listen to what I just said, I just gave you a AI hack. I just gave you an AI hack, and you don't have it just went over most people's heads. I just gave y'all an AI hack. And I'm not even saying I'm still even using AI to its full potential, because I know I'm not. The vast majority of people are not. And that's why I'm not running and telling y'all to jump on the $200 version of Chat GPT, because most of you aren't barely even using the $20 or the free dollar, I like that, the free version, anywhere near what you could be using it. Okay. So I'm going to go. I may be back later. My inbox is open. The doors of the church are open, right? For the luminary path. Let me know your questions, your thoughts, your concerns. It is affordable. You can't afford not to join. Okay. Free dollar, Natasha. I caught where you were putting down. Yes. That you gotta always listen to me, because I get to talking, I get to running off at the mouth. Okay. But you cannot afford not to. If you join the luminary path and you don't make your $397 back every month, I ain't gonna say that I'm guaranteeing it, because I have no control over you. I have no control over you. But you definitely should be able to make your money. You should be able to more than make your money back from the luminary path at $397 a month. I would say, I mean, we're shooting for 10,000, but even at 1,000, you've more than doubled your money. So on a monthly basis, and many of y'all ain't doing that right now. I know, because I listened to you before you even tell me you're not. I already know, because I know what making money looks like. I know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like. Not just from me making it, but I know when someone else is making money, the vibe that they put off. Okay. So I'm going to go. I will chat with y'all later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.